Don't forget to check out and order your copy of our latest book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. You can find this on our website at footballgameplan.com/books. Be on the lookout for other titles, and we have this book available in both paperback and PDF form. Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our 2015 NFL team preview for the Buffalo Bills. And let's get this video kicked off by taking a look at the quarterback position. This is the biggest question mark heading into the season for the Buffalo Bills. Is not due to a lack of options, because there's some talented ones here on the roster, but more of a matter of who starts and how much rope they'll get from both Rex Ryan and offensive coordinator Greg Roman. In my opinion, it should be E.J. Manuel, Tyrod Taylor, and Matt Castle in that order if they decide to keep three. E.J. Manuel, I believe, is a guy that can play good, efficient football, which is all the Bills need him to do. Consistency and continuity in the starting role is all he needs, and that's something he hasn't received in Buffalo. Manuel can play, so can Tyrod Taylor, but whomever starts needs for it to be their team and not have to worry about the quick hook if they miss a few passes. Both guys, in my opinion, give you more upside than a Matt Castle does, especially versus the blitz and handling pressure situations. The Bills, in my opinion, have the best group of backs in the division. Adding LaShawn McCoy gives Buffalo a game breaker who can also handle a lot of volume. I think that's something he'll see a lot of this season. He excels in making the first defender miss every time and doesn't take head-on shots, which means he'll last for a full 16-game season. I think that's music to the ears of Rex Ryan, who will have the best back he's had in his head coaching career. The depth here is good with veteran Fred Jackson and Bryce Brown. Rookie fifth-round pick Carlos Williams, I think, was a steal in the draft. Williams is effective in a spot duty, change of pace type of a role, which is what he excelled at Florida State. Now, the Bills also signed one of the best fullbacks in the game, Jerome Felton from the Minnesota Vikings, and they have a nice receiving option in Marquise Gray. So if Rex Ryan wants to go with this ground and pound type of philosophy, he certainly has the horses in the stable to get the job done. There is a question mark here with the offensive line for Buffalo. I do think the Bills, however, are strong at tackle with Cordy Glenn and Chantrell Henderson. Both guys give the Bills the ability to run to either side, and they can flip sides if need be. The question and where they struggled last year is on the interior. In order to rectify that, Buffalo addressed this position in free agency with Richie Incognito, who played with Buffalo back in 2009, and also in the draft with rookie John Miller out of Louisville. Now, Incognito hasn't played in nearly 2 seasons, so you still question how effective he can be, and I actually like the Miller selection. I think he'll be a solid addition up front, can play either guard or tackle. And even though both guys had their struggles last year, guard Cyril Richardson and offensive tackle Cyrus Kouandjio still have a ton of talent and should fare better this season, providing good and quality depth up front. Now at center, Eric Woods should get back to form and be the rock in the middle he has been over the course of his career. He and Craig Urbick, I think, are good enough to start. Urbick played some good ball last year for Buffalo. I believe the Bills have something here with their receiving options. They're very strong at both receiver and tight end. On the flanks, a 1-2-3 lineup of Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins, and Percy Harvin. That's a group that can dictate coverage. Woods is as dependable as they come, and both Watkins and Harvin add the explosive component to the receiving core. Watkins played with injuries last year, and now at 100%. We should see exactly what we saw from him at Clemson. Contrary to popular belief, Harvin is a major threat on the field in any capacity. You have to account for him wherever he lines up. Chris Hogan, Marquise Goodwin, and rookie Desmond Lewis out of Central Arkansas round out the Bills' depth chart, as Hogan and Goodwin can also play special teams, and I think it'll be interesting to see, once he gets 100%, how the Bills incorporate the big-bodied Lewis into the fold. At tight end, the Bills made a splash in free agency, signing Charles Clay away from the Miami Dolphins, and Clay is an excellent player on both ends of offense, and the Bills have some flexibility and versatility here as well with Chris Gregg and rookie 6th-round pick Nick O'Leary out of Florida State. Gregg has underrated receiving skills, and O'Leary, in my opinion, was the best tight end in the draft. He can block, which is key, and he's dependable in the passing game. He'll be more of the H-back in this offense, but does give offensive coordinator Greg Roman plenty of matchup possibilities. Also, fullback Marquise Gray is similar to Chris Gregg, and I think he'll see a lot of time as an H-back as well. This may be the best unit in the AFC East and is clearly the best unit on this football team. Whether it's a 3-4 or a 4-3, Buffalo is good enough and flexible enough to do both with Mario Williams, Marcel Darius, Kyle Williams, and also Jerry Hughes. The quartet combined for 40 sacks and 138 tackles last season. It's their ability to play the run as well as they can get after the quarterback that makes them a tough group. Now, if they go 3-4, Hughes will be the edge rusher and an outside linebacker. I like the depth here as well with Stephen Charles, Corbin Bryant, Andre Fluellen, and Jarius Wynn. I would also keep an eye on undrafted rookie free agent Justin Hamilton from Louisiana, who can play the nose or the 5 tech in a 30 front. Another position of strength here for Buffalo is the linebacker position. Again, depending on what they do schematically, they're both flexible and versatile. Now, whether they choose to stand up Mario Williams on occasion or go with Jerry Hughes and Manny Lawson on the outside, the Bills have options. But looking at the inside backers like Nigel Bradham and Preston Brown, the Bills are fine there as well. Both guys, I think, can be 100 tackle type guys this season. Brown, I believe, could be a Pro Bowler this year. Ty Powell and Randall Johnson provide depth along with rookie Tony Stewart out of Clemson. Powell, I believe, can play both inside and out. I believe the Bills are strong in the secondary as well. Look for Buffalo to play a lot of press, and I think that fits a guy like Stephon Gilmore perfectly. Leotis McKelvin, who's coming off an injury, has good mirroring and ball skills, while nickelback Nickel Roby has good quickness and instincts and also very underrated press skills. The depth behind those three guys are solid. I'm a big fan of Ross Cockrell, whom they drafted last year out of Rice, and Corey Graham can play corner or safety and will probably transition to the latter this season. Now, they drafted Ronald Darby out of Florida State in the second round to challenge for that nickel spot, but I believe he and Ron Brooks are similar players. But I would also keep an eye on both Rod Sweeting and undrafted free agent Cam Thomas out of Western Kentucky as guys that could factor into the mix. With that said, the Bills are more than capable at cornerback. Now, Aaron Williams is one of the better safeties in the league. I really like his versatility and his ability to play well on both ends of defense. Now, they lose Denara Cersei, so either Duke Williams or Corey Graham will start opposite of Williams. I think Duke Williams can and will do a solid job in that role. I also think it'll be tough to keep a guy like Bakari Rambo off the field in some capacity. Rambo might be the dark horse at free safety, but he'll definitely see the field a lot this year. The Bills have a pretty good battery in the special teams department with long snapper Garrison Sanborn, kicker Dan Carpenter, and punter Colton Schmidt. Carpenter was 6 out of 8 last year from 50 plus, and Schmidt has the ability to kill the football inside the 20. Buffalo has a wealth of options in the return game as well, with McKelvin, Marquise Goodwin, and Percy Harvin. I would also throw a rookie Carlos Williams in the mix as well. He'll also be a great addition on those coverage units. I have the Bills finishing 4th in the AFC East. I think they'll be strong defensively, and they should have the ability to run the football effectively this year. And what will be a very tight AFC East race, how well the Bills are able to get consistent play from week to week from the quarterback spot could ultimately determine whether or not they'll finish 4th or 2nd. But overall, this team will still be a very tough opponent to face each and every week. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Bill Fan Forums for always showing football game plan support.